Should you knock door or should you door knock lease pendings? We're talking about wholesaling pre-foreclosures. Should you door knock lease pendings? What is lease pendings? What the heck is that? Let's talk about it. All right, so welcome back. Should you door knock lease pendings? What is lease pendings and what is pre-foreclosures? Right now, you should know what pre-foreclosures are. Pre-foreclosures are basically everything before the bank foreclosed on a property that belongs to somebody that didn't make their mortgage payment. Okay, lease pendings is the stage where the bank files a pending lawsuit, usually at about the 3-month mark after stopping payment, after defaulting on the mortgage payment, right? So they haven't paid for 3 months, then the bank files an intention to foreclose. So a lot of time that terminology, intention to foreclose, is used. They're kind of different depending on what state, but they're used interchangeably as the same thing as lease pendings, which is, I think, is a French for pending lawsuits. All right. So now lease pendings list is a public record. Like anytime you stop payment on your mortgage and the property is now written on the lease pending list at the county government house, it's public record and it's available on platforms like myEmpirePRO. You know, anytime that information is filed. So basically you can download that list and you can set up marketing campaign for that list to get them calling you. That's what wholesaling is about, right? Wholesaling pre-foreclosures. You get these people calling you, or you can initiate contact with them. It's the second stage. First stage is data, all right? And then they call you or you call them, you establish contact, you have a lead, and then you negotiate a deal. And the idea is to find deeply discounted properties to flip these contracts to end buyer, cash buyers, investors, right? And then you charge a little fee, $10,000, $25,000, $82,000, which is my highest, okay, on any given one deal, right? So average $22,000, okay, sometimes as low as $1,000, but it's a lucrative business if you can create a system out of it, right? So now we're talking about systems now, right? So if you're going to create systems out of this, right, do you think the best way to use your time is to knock on doors? So you download the list of lease pendings from EmpireBigData.com. Okay, by the way, if you go through that site, I've secured a 7 days free trial for you over there, right? So you go there, you download the list, and then you want to knock on every single door. Should you do that? I mean, yes, they're owing money on their property. Is that a guarantee that they're gonna sell you their property for cheap? How many houses would you have to knock on before you find the next deal? All right, so I have bad news for you, okay? The truth is that you can still thrive. That's the first good news and bad news. The good news is that you can thrive in this business, okay? The bad news is that if you follow any kind of traditional lane of doing things, dinosaurish way of doing things, 1960 way of doing things, you increase the chances of getting frustrated out of the business. Now, has there been anyone that closed deals from knocking doors? Absolutely. From driving for dollars? Absolutely. Okay. Did they get lucky? I think we all get lucky. Okay. I think we all get lucky. And I think that you also increase your chances of getting lucky where you understand the power of the digital age. The upside of the digital age is that you have access to data. You also have access to doing things a lot faster, easier, and simpler in the form of systems. And the more manual processes you engage, you shoot yourself on the legs. Okay? Why? Because everyone else can do the manual stuff. Okay? And the part that most people fail at is consistency. And when you go ahead and engage in activities that set you up to fail with consistency, you decrease your chances of success. Okay, so that's why I'm sorry, I will not encourage you to start door knocking lease pendings. I just won't. Okay, can you close deals doing it? Yes. do you have to extremely be lucky? You have to be extremely be lucky. Okay, that means probably not. You will not close any deals doing this. You will simply, most likely, get frustrated out of business. Either we're talking about in the snow or in the sun, right? You know, the easiest way to do this, even though I don't like using the word easy, because even at that, this is work. It's just worthwhile because you can build a massive business out of this, right? You sit down in front of a laptop and process the data, set up campaigns online, extremely a lot more cheaper than spending your time. Now, you can only comprehend what I just said if you value your time. If you don't value your time, if you don't think your time is worth at least more than $10 an hour, then it's easy for you to say, yeah, I don't got the money, let me just go ahead and knock on some doors. But you're wasting time. In other words, you will effectively be building resentment against the business model. And then you come back around and say it doesn't work. Why? Because you wasted time on extremely manual labor. Okay? So, in my opinion, I think that you should not door knock at any level. I think you're smart. I think you're a very smart person. I think you can figure out how to run digital campaigns. I think you can post on social media. I think you can set up a campaign by clicking 3 clicks and having letters, postcards, sending text messages. I think you can figure that out. Not only that, you position yourself to be a little bit more consistent because it's kind of easier to go about your other activities in life and do those things. But you cannot do other things together with door knocking or driving for dollars. You probably can do one thing at a time, right? Some would argue that you can drive for dollars and do Uber at the same time. I beg to differ. Okay? I beg to differ. You can't, okay? If you understand the nature of driving Uber, you have a passenger in your seat. You're not gonna be looking at houses and taking pictures while you have passengers in your seat. Also, you're not gonna drive around town and note one house and then come back around to note it, right? It doesn't make sense. People come up with all these gimmicky things and then think they're just gonna magically. It doesn't work like that. So in my opinion, I think you should learn the systems. Learn systems. Learn how this thing works. Learn the stages. Put them to work right behind a laptop. There are literally 5 stages, okay? There are 5 stages that you can see right there. Put them to work behind the laptop and put this to work for yourself, okay? And then you can track your activities, okay? You set a goal, a smart goal. You track your activities between each stage and you can track your success even before you close your first deal. You know if you're doing well or not. All right? So I think no, you shouldn't door knock. Okay, I'm discouraging you from doing that. I know you've probably seen a success story of somebody who did it, but I also want you to think beyond the influence of a success story. You're a smart person. Let's put some thoughts behind this. This business works, but make sure that you position yourself for success. Because the secret to success is consistency. So if you engage activities that you cannot be consistent with, you shoot yourself on the legs. And I think there's better ways. And like I said, just download the book first and then let's take it from there. Okay? All right.